Coucou! I'm currently in Paris. I decided it would be a great decision to make two dresses and then a skirt before coming here. The thing is, the same week that I was supposed to leave for Paris, I got very sick. I also had to finish my thesis, which I did not manage because I couldn't not even see words on my screen. Sewing was a bit easier, but the eyes could not see little letters on the screen. I started with a fabric that I had 6 years ago, I believe. When I started sewing, there's a close friend of my mom that closed her shop, and she had a bunch of fabrics and a lot of tools and equipment and little, nice stuff to sew. And in all of these fabric was this polka dot fabric. And I've always really liked it, but I never really know what to do with it. Polka dot reminds me a lot of my mom. I feel like she used to always have this, was it a dress or a skirt? I don't remember, but she used to always have something with polka dot. Especially black with white polka dot, I remember. I know polka dot was a real thing last year. I thought of making a skirt with the fabric that I had, but I had just enough to also make a dress. And I feel like if you have a dress, you can easily make it a skirt by just adding something on top of it. But a skirt cannot be a dress. You know, it's like a square is a rectangular, or vice versa. I forgot. Yeah, so I decided to make a dress and not a skirt. I looked a lot online to find a pattern. For some reason, none of them sparked joy. It was not exactly what I was looking for. Until I went to a shop in Berlin that's called Selfmade. It's like heaven for people like me. And they have a lot of patterns there that are already printed, and they're not so expensive. I think this pattern was €5, and it was amazing because it's already printed and it's already pre-cut. So basically you just have this huge piece of, I don't even know what's the material of this, but you just have to and it breaks apart, and then you have your pattern. Normally, I print my patterns on A4 paper, and then you have to assemble all of them, glue them together, cut them. It takes at least 2 or 3 hours just to have the pattern. But this was €5, and it was already cut. Game changer. I knew I had to do some adjustment, but still, I thought this pattern I could really easily start with. I think I could have managed to make my own pattern. Like, you can duplicate your clothes by just using your clothes and put them on top of a fabric and just cut around it. But because I really wanted the seam on the breast and I not enough advanced to know how to do it by myself, I thought I would at least buy a pattern, and from the pattern I could make a lot of dresses afterwards. Because I bought this pattern in Germany, of course, the instructions are in German.
Ich kann nie verstehen.
And my German is
Nicht so gut.
so I had to Google translate the instruction. But again, it's a very easy dress. So I actually don't really need the instructions. Like, maybe at first, but then again, for the second dress, I did not need the instructions. When you do this type of clothes, it's really nice to have a serger, because a serger you can make really nice edges on your clothes. Like, if you look at your clothes right now, like on this one even, this is not my clothes, by the way. The top, the pullover and the top are not mine. Merci, Justine. This is what is amazing when you travel and you go to your friend's place. You can use their wardrobe, and Justine has amazing clothes, so I'm very thankful. But yeah, on your clothes you have these little zigzag stitches, let's say, or things that makes the fabric of your clothes not shred. I don't have a serger. I used to have one. It's a bit complicated to use. It takes a lot of space. I live in a okay-ish apartment in Berlin, like size-wise. I don't have a space for a serger. Like, my sewing machine already takes a lot of space. So when you don't have a serger, what you do instead is that you do a zigzag stitch on all the seams, and I did this. I don't always do this, but for this one I did it. What I also like to do is a French seam is when you sew it, and then you fold it inside and you sew it again. So technically you don't see the edge of the fabric, and I find this very, very clean, especially when you don't have a serger. So for the polka dot dress, I just did a zigzag stitch on all the seams, and yeah, then I assemble following the pattern. I finished this dress this week. I made a few changes because on the pattern, the side here was a bit too wide. Yeah, so I narrowed it down a bit. I pinned it down. And on the hips, it's a bit too tight. I'm not sure how much I love it as a dress, I have to say, because I feel like the top is a bit weird on me. I also think the straps, I might have made them a bit too high. Did not have a lot of freedom in the movement, let's say, when the straps were lower. So I think I need to fix this next time I spend a lot of time on this pattern. I don't like it so much as a full dress, but as a skirt, I really, really like it. I think also next time I do it a bit longer, because now when I walk, it tends to go up, and it's a height that I'm not so sure. I really love when my skirts are either really short or long. So I wore it yesterday in Paris. I wanted to match the skirt with another top. Found this top at the flea market the day before, and I really like matching patterns. So I decided to wear this top with this dress. You can hate it, that's on you. I really like it. Then after this first dress, well, the thing is, I made all of this thinking that in Paris it was supposed to be really, really warm, because a few weeks ago there was this, everywhere in the news you could hear like Paris and how warm it is in Paris, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I'm here it's like 13 degrees in the morning, and now it's a bit sunny. In the sun you're okay, but really it's windy, it's cold. This morning we were walking around and we were freezing. So yeah, I made all of these clothes just to freeze in Paris. So when I finished this first dress, I started the second one, which is a fabric that I found in a second-hand shop when I was making the quilts. Let me get the fabric. I'm gonna use this fabric. I fell in love with this fabric. I know not everyone will love it, and it's okay. And I was very, very lucky because the pattern barely fits in the fabric. It's a very close call. And I even made a mistake, so this you will see. But yeah, I cut all the fabric. And I decided to already make the adjustment of the polka dot dress on this fabric, which was not a good idea, because I ended up having a dress way too small for me. Like, it doesn't close. Like, you can see that it closed on, like, even when I was making the panels, I was like, wait, this won't close. And then I closed on one side and then tried it again, and I was like, it's just not closing. So on this one, I put a zipper, which I will always do nowadays on dresses. Because it's also way nicer to put a dress when there's a zipper, otherwise you feel like you have to squish in the dress. So I did not have a lot of scrap. I tried to put a piece of scrap on the side, but it was a bit weird, like it looked very geometrical, and this fabric is so flowy that this geometric was not it. And then I looked on Pinterest, and I saw on Pinterest these dresses that have like a diagonal seam, and I felt like this could really solve all my problems. Have I ever done a diagonal seam before? Absolutely not. Did I look at any tutorial? Absolutely not. So I really just eyeballed it. I put it on myself, tried to pin it, then tried to sew it, then just blindly cut the fabric, hoping that it was gonna work. And I tried it on. I don't like it alone, I have to say. I cannot just wear the dress. I don't like it. But what I really like to put it above pants. That's also why you oftentimes see me wearing the white pants when I was making this dress. It's because I really wanted to wear white pants underneath it. I feel like just this dress itself, less my style. In this video, there's a little lap. There's a lot of fabric here that I just folded, which the day that I left, I was leaving on Friday at 8 p.m. No, I was leaving on Friday at 7 p.m. And in the morning, during the day I finished these dresses, again, I was sick. I was not supposed to see people. Like, I could not see people because I was too sick, but apparently sewing, yeah, that's why I get sick all the time. So I ended up fixing this little folded seam. I made it, I scrunched it, I made it a bit more bulkier, and I think I prefer it. I haven't worn it yet. I'm hoping I can wear it tomorrow. But yes, I'm really happy with this dress. I love it with white pants underneath and probably a top also. But it's nice like as a layer. As layering, I really love it. And yeah, if you hate it, tell me. I won't wear it when I'm with you, but I will wear it other times. But if I'm wearing it tomorrow, hopefully you get to see it. And I can hopefully put pictures or a video now of me wearing it in Paris. Hi, so like I said, it was too cold in Paris. So here's me wearing the dress in Berlin. Sadly I have to say that I think this dress is a flop for many reasons, and it really makes me sad because I think the pattern is amazing, like the fabric is amazing, but like there's too many mistakes and I really cannot oversee them. Like the line for the, how do you call this, the seam for the breast is way too, like, it's not the same height, which I also do not understand. But it's like, I mean, I know I don't have so much breast, but it's not at my breast, like it's above it, which I'm guessing most of the people cannot see, so that's the perks of not having so much breast. But like, it's way too above, and the thing for that is that the straps, if I was putting them lower when I was doing this, you could see everything, and now like it has a good coverage, which I'm like, I cannot wear something and always have to think, oh, will people see my boobs or not? I cannot deal with this. And like the finishing also is not the best, which I'm a bit sad about. Like, I'll show you from close up. Like here, you can see that it's not the best finishing. That's also what I meant when I said that, like, before it was just folded, and now I made it more like here, bulkier. And then here the zipper. I mean, the zipper finishing is not so bad, but I think I was using the wrong needle in the sewing machine because like it's skipping some stitches. And like I can sit, which is nice, but yeah, if you think it's really nice, please hype me up. But I think this is a flop, and it's okay, it happens. But yeah, this is the final outcome. And yeah, so apparently 2 dresses in that week was not enough. I decided to make a skirt as well. And I had this white skirt idea for a really long time in my mind. I was not sure so much the construction of it, and I had this white fabric in my stack of fabric. So I also knew that I did not have to buy anything. And I really thought it was going to take me 2 hours because it looked like a very simple construction. Basically what I did, there's a footage of me of like just looking on Pinterest for 3 or 5 minutes and then already finding which shape I want and how to make it. Which I'm really happy that I'm this level of sewing. I mean, it's very simple construction, but still, I'm happy that I'm in a sewing level that I can look at a garment and understand how to make it directly. I wanted the seam, so it's this skirt. On the top, it has on the top it's different from the front to the back. On the front it's more shredded and it has an elastic waist in it, elastic band in it. And in the front it's really just a piece of fabric. And I saw the inspiration on Pinterest and I really love this because I feel like when it's a waistband all around the waist, it doesn't shape so much the waist as much as I love it. And I feel like because in the front it's not elastic bands, it gives a bit more of a nice figure. And I also doubled it inside. There's like a tiny skirt inside. Not sure if you can see it. Like there's another layer inside because I mean it's a white dress. I don't want you to see my underwear. The fabric looks a bit like, I don't know, maybe you think it just looks like a bed sheet. This one was not a bed sheet. It was a second-hand fabric, but it was not a bed sheet before. It's just pure cotton. And I have to say that I was so happy to be able to iron again because the other two fabric were plasticky. So ironing a plastic fabric is not it. I even burned a bit the polka dot because I did try to iron it. But this one to iron made me so happy. Also, when you cut cotton, you really just have to cut a bit and then you... So satisfying. Love this. And yeah, so this one I wear today. I really want to make it again. The one thing I have to say is I walk very fast and I think I do really big steps. And this is a bit narrowing, so I cannot do big step. So like I will probably wear this skirt with people that don't walk too fast, but Justin and I walk very fast. So I was just holding the dress the whole day, like when you walk and you just walk like this. Which you might say that it's not so chic. I really want to make it again. I really love it. I love the length. I love how it's made. I love also to wear it. It's just feel very free. Yeah. I'm really happy with this one. There's one knitting project and one crochet project that I started back in Berlin, because when I'm on trips, I love to have something to do with my hands during the trip. So like in the train or in the subways or when I'm with friends also, it's just always nice not to be on your phone and just knit and see things around you. So I started a bucket hat in yellow and brown. It's more like summery. Not sure how much, I don't think I will wear it on a daily occasion, but it's more like for a very hot day or when I want to read on the balcony or when I want to go in parks and chill in parks. I think this will be a nice way to protect my head from the sun. And I also started a tank top. It's camisole number 8. I'm doing this project in white. I bought white, yellow and brown. And I think I should have done it in brown or like a nicer color. Yeah, I'm already regretting a bit doing it in white. We'll see. I mean, we'll see how long I will go. I will wear it for sure. The thing is, the wool is not the exact same wool that the pattern says to use. So maybe I might just do it in white once to see like if it's the right shape or not, and then I will do it in brown and make some adjustment depending on if the white was big enough or not. Make sure to stay tuned for next week, because next week will be a little vlog in Paris of knitting in Paris, where you see all my friends that I got to see here and why I came here also. Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be to celebrate my thesis, but that's not happening because the thesis did not happen. Maybe I should work on this now. But yes, thank you for tuning in. Have an amazing week. Bisous. Bye.